Good morning everyone and welcome to another one of our theme lessons. Today's learning objective is field to fork. Let's check what this means. First, I'm gonna tell you a joke. Now let's start our lesson. The first thing you have to do is the breakfast task. What did you have for your breakfast this morning? Where did your meal come from? I want you to trace your food back to its source. And no, you're not allowed to say the supermarket. For example, if you had an orange, where might that orange come from? What do you think? Have a guess. Let's move on, see if we can find the answer through this PowerPoint. Ooh, there are different things in here, aren't they? We have wheat, we have cows, which I'm assuming is the answer to where milk comes from. We have some apples and some bananas. Where do they come from? Do they come from plants or animals? Now have a think about what you had for breakfast this morning. Does it have an animal or a plant origin? Let's move on to the next slide. These are some examples of where food comes from within the UK. Now the red tractor logo. Have you ever seen that logo when you've bought some food? This logo tells the buyer that the food is good quality. It tells us that the farmers look after their animals and that the food has been born, grown, prepared and packed in the UK. Okay, so not only is good quality, but it is also from the UK. It's not been imported. Remember what imported means? When we buy something from outside the UK. Okay? Where food comes from. Right, so some goods are required when they are out of season. So producers grow them in hothouses or greenhouses in the UK. Alternatively, the food is produced abroad and sent to the UK. Climate and soil conditions mean that not all food types can be produced here. The following foods need to be imported into the UK: rice, feta, cheese, mangoes, oranges, lemons, bananas and coconuts. All those need to be imported, need to be bought from another country and brought into the UK. Here's a picture of where those food come from. So we see that rice and watermelons are from China, mainly. Coconuts are from Indonesia. Mangoes and bananas come from India. Feta cheese comes from Greece. And oranges come from Brazil. Now, obviously, all these can be grown in different places. As a matter of fact, I know that watermelons and oranges can be grown in Spain. But that doesn't mean that the UK buys them from Spain necessarily, okay? Sometimes they buy from different places, even if they are a bit further away, because it might be that those fruit are better from Brazil or India or China, okay? What is seasonality? Right, so climate conditions affect when food is produced in the UK. So seasonality is a time of the year when a food type is at its best in terms of flavor and harvest. Okay? Have a look at the seasonality timetable below and work out which of the foods are at their best now. So we're in January now. What type of food is at its best? Can you find a food which is ready to harvest in March? Not quite, is there? Vegetables from field to fork. Now farmers plow the soil in preparation for seeds to be sown. A seed drill is used to plant the seeds into the earth. The holes are covered with earth and rain and sunshine to help the plants grow. When the vegetables are ready, they are harvested. Some vegetables are harvested by hand and others by machine. The vegetables are then sold to shops or at markets. Strawberries. Soil mounds or beds are created in the field using a bed former. These beds are then covered with plastic. Holes are made in the plastic and the strawberry seeds are planted into them. The plastic is like a warm blanket which helps the plant to grow. Some farmers grow their strawberries in tunnels to keep the plant as protected as possible from the elements. The white flowers die and strawberries begin to grow in their place. Once red, the strawberries are ready to be picked by hand and put into punnets or small containers. These are sold in supermarkets or at local markets. Why do you think the strawberries are hand-picked and not harvested by a machine? That's right, it is because they are quite delicate, so if they did it by a machine, they might get crushed or squashed. Okay? Milk. From farm to glass. Cows are milked twice a day. They travel to the milking parlor and take their place in their stalls. The udders are cleaned and 4 rubber cups are fitted onto the cow's teats. The machine then gently takes milk from the cow. The milk travels along a pipe into a jar where it is measured. The milk is then cooled and kept there until the dairy tanker makes its daily visit to the farm. The milk goes into the tanker where it's kept cool on its way to the dairy. At the dairy, it is heat treated and cooled very quickly to kill any harmful bacteria. Finally, the milk is put into bottles or cartons ready to sell. Bread. Seeds are sown in a field. The seeds grow into wheat, which is then harvested. The wheat is ground down to make flour. Then the sacks of flour are driven to a bakery. A bakery mixes flour together with other ingredients such as yeast, sugar, water and salt. This is put into an oven and baked. And the loaves are then sliced, packaged and delivered to the shop to be sold. Farming poultry. Chicks come to the farm and are fed a special diet with water. At 18 weeks old, the chicks are called pullets and taken to breeding farms. The birds mix with roosters and start laying eggs. The eggs are collected and taken to the hatchery where they are kept warm. After about 21 days, the eggs hatch. They are checked to ensure they are healthy, and the chicks are sprayed with medicine to protect them from diseases. They are taken to farms and grown to different weights. Fish. Some fish are caught for food by fishermen out at sea. The fish is packed in ice to keep it fresh. It is brought back to the docks where it is sold to shops. The fish might be filleted when you buy it. This means the best parts are kept and other bits are thrown away. Now before you eat, once vegetables and fruit are picked, they need to be washed before being eaten. Now some fruit or vegetables are peeled before being eaten. Can you think of any? We have to cook meats such as chicken, prawn and lamb before eating them. Now the plenary activity would be for you to match up the text with the illustration about bread production. So the sacks of flour are driven to the bakery. The sacks of flour are driven to the bakery. Which one of these images do you think it is representing that? Well done. Right, I want all of you to match each one of these images with the text. Have a go at it. Finally, your task will be a strawberry story. You will today have to cut out and stick the events in the right order. So I'm gonna upload a worksheet to Dojo, and you will have to cut out and stick the events in the right order. Okay? If it's easier for you, you can just write them down in a piece of paper and send me a picture of it. I hope you understood everything, and please do let me know if you have any questions at all.